So before we get into the review, you need to understand a couple of things about where my mindset was going into this movie. One thing I always have in mind going into a Blumhouse production is that they are very hit or miss. Sometimes they hit the nail right on the head, but other times we have steaming, and I mean steaming, piles of dog shit. You just honestly never really know what you're going to get from Blumhouse, even if you're going into a film from what you thought was a reputable franchise. And then the trailers hit, and they just did not work for me at all. Tone felt all over the place between going from a goofy dance scene to a child literally being run over. It just didn't sit right with me. I'm all for horror comedies. The Menu was one of my favorite films of last year, but this one just felt, dare I say, too cringe. Slap a PG-13 rating on top of that, and you have a package that just screams, I'm awful. In fact, last Thursday opening night, I had tickets to see the film, but I just really didn't want to see it, so I canceled them. And you know what I ended up doing that night instead? Literally nothing. Now, like I said before, I'm telling you all of this so you can understand my psyche going into this movie, because upon the credits rolling and the theater lights rising, M3GAN proved all of my worries and biased, predisposed opinions more than wrong.
It's insane, right?
M3GAN, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, is genuinely a really good film. And not just a good horror movie or a good thriller, but I mean a great film. This is cinema. So M3GAN follows Gemma, a brilliant roboticist, as she becomes the unexpected caretaker of her 8-year-old niece. And feeling overwhelmed after being thrown into a parental figure role so quickly, Gemma decides to give her niece M3GAN a lifelike artificial intelligent doll that's programmed to be a child's greatest companion, a decision that quickly leads to unimaginable consequences. M3GAN is marketed as a horror slasher-esque film, and even I at the beginning of this video said that this movie qualifies as a good horror film. But at the end of the day, M3GAN is a family drama. I understand why Blumhouse chose to market this film as a straight-up horror slasher. That is, of course, the aspect of the film that's going to get the most butts in the seats. But at the heart of M3GAN is a familiar drama, and one that takes the existence of what is essentially a plot of a female Chucky, and it justifies its existence. If you told me a month ago I'd care more about the characters in M3GAN than I did of those in The Way of Water, I literally would have driven you to the insane asylum myself, but here we are. The writing on display here is what really people should be talking about. Personally, I found the direction to be very bland. It just didn't feel like there were many moments of style or any sort of risk being taken with the filmmaking. But the writing is the total opposite. It takes risks and it is oozing with personality. James Wan co-wrote this film, and I really wish he directed it. And I think him being behind the camera would have helped bring out a little more of the tension that's not on the written page out a little bit more, which would have definitely helped drive the pitch of this being a horror film home even more. Yes, I'll acknowledge that there are intense moments, but I will not call them horrifying. I just can't call them horrifying. I can't call them terrifying. I can't call them anything else other than maybe thrilling. Let me put it this way. My mom hates, and I mean hates, she will never watch a horror film. Never. You couldn't pay her $1 million to watch a horror movie. But I feel like I could genuinely show her this movie, and she'd not only be fine watching it, she'd find some enjoyment with it as well. So other than the direction, my only complaint is that if we truly wanted to commit the absurdity that is M3GAN, then give the damn thing an R rating and just go all out with it. Yes, of course, still have that familial dilemma to ground the viewers emotionally, but when it comes to the tension-filled moments, don't shy away from them because we have to maintain a certain rating. Blumhouse has been doing this for years, and I honestly can't blame them. It's a really smart move. What types of movies do teenagers go to see? Superhero movies and horror movies, of course, but the problem is that most teenagers can't get into an R-rated horror film, but PG-13, that's no problem at all. PG-13 is just simply a more accessible rating, and I respect them for taking advantage of that. I just can't help but feel as though I'd enjoy this specific film, M3GAN, more if it committed to the ludicrousness with an R rating, because that third act in particular would have been a whole lot more intense. But at the end of the day, you guys, I walked away from M3GAN thinking about it way more than I thought I would going in, having my post-M3GAN thoughts being that the writing is the standout, and my only real complaints is the safe direction style, and wishing that the film had a higher rating just so I can enjoy it a little bit more. I think it's pretty safe to say that M3GAN was a terrific start to the year, and if films can continue to surprise me like this one, I think we're in for one hell of a year of movies, and I'm going to give M3GAN a 3.5 out of 5. Have you guys gotten a chance to see M3GAN yet? What did you guys think of it? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm really interested to hear what everyone has to say about this movie in particular. Thank you guys all again so much for watching. Please stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.